At least 90% of Americans consume caffeine every day. Well, what is caffeine? Caffeine is a drug that stimulates your brain and central nervous system. Regular use of caffeine can lead to a physical dependence on the drug, resulting in addiction. United Brain Association published that when addicted, abstinence from caffeine can produce withdrawal symptoms. I'm sure that at some point in our life, we have or will consume caffeine, whether it be coffee, an energy drink like I have here, sodas, tea, which is my personal favorite, and even in the leaves and fruits of some plants. The good part about caffeine is that it makes us feel good, awake, or gives us energy, though it has negative effects if we continue to consume it daily. There are several different causes for caffeine addiction. Number one is the brain. Caffeine blocks off receptors in our brain, which causes the alert feeling like you get from coffee and energy drinks, but it also increases levels of neurotransmitters that cause the good feelings, like you get from sodas or sweet tea because of all the sugar. Second cause could be from genetics. Studies from Diamond Rehab in Thailand have shown that caffeine addiction could be influenced by genetics. What I mean by genetics is if individuals with relatives who have struggled with drug addiction or some type of addiction, those individuals are more likely to develop an addiction also, which could result in caffeine addiction. Number three is your job. Working late nights, working early mornings, that automatically makes me think of a truck driver. They have to stay up all the time and focus driving. And then number four, it's very quick and convenient way to get energy. It's very inexpensive. You could get a 5-hour energy for a couple dollars, and it's very accessible. You can make coffee at your Keurig at the house or grab a soda from the fridge, or if you're out and about, you could just go through the Starbucks drive-thru. The problems with caffeine addiction are, number one, the withdrawals. They can be present in several ways, including a headache, fatigue, loss in concentration, moody, feeling foggy, and much more. The National Center for Biotechnology Information wrote that if an individual is trying to stop caffeine consumption, they should start by decreasing their consumption amount so they don't get caffeine withdrawal syndrome. The other problem with caffeine addiction is the health problems. High doses of caffeine can have an uncomfortable and dangerous long-term effects such as sleep problems, anxiety, high blood pressure, thinning of bones and fractures, and much more. According to Verywell Mind, those that are experiencing these health issues need to seek attention and or treatment immediately. As for the treatment, it can vary depending on how severe the symptoms are, but the most typical treatment is first reducing the amount of caffeine consumption. It can help avoid withdrawal symptoms, but it can also help avoid further health problems. Second form of treatment is an education-based treatment program, which simply lets the individual that is a caffeine addict know what their body is experiencing and what is happening in their body from it. And last but not least, choosingtherapy.com, they stated that the last resort would be getting a therapist to help them if none of the other treatments work. In conclusion, caffeine use is very common across the U.S. The causes for caffeine addiction can vary, but the brain, genetics, job, and convenience are the most popular reasons. There are several problems that caffeine addicts can face, which withdrawals and health problems being the most common. Those need to be treated as soon as possible. The earlier an individual gets treatment, if they feel as if they are addicted to caffeine, the better their chances for not experiencing and getting any other health problems will be, and hopefully helping their caffeine consumption decrease.